Hello, it's Mr. Eason again with another video on division. The last video I made about a year ago, it only covered really one strategy, and I wanted to cover both strategies in this video because certain students like the adding up strategy and other students like the subtracting off strategy. So I'm going to show you both, and I'm going to kind of tell you which one I think is best, but it really ultimately depends on which one you like the best. Also, this is not long division. For those parents who are watching, long division is the old school way of doing it. That's the standard algorithm. They will eventually learn that strategy. That is actually a 5th or 6th grade strategy, though, so it is something that I will not be teaching in class. So here we go. The adding up strategy is pretty easy. We're looking at 475 divided by 3. The idea here is that we want to use multiplication facts with 3 in them, and we're going to add up those products to get close to 475. So if I started with something like 100 times 3 here, that's going to be 300. And so my goal is, if I am adding these numbers up over here, they're eventually going to add up to 475. So right now I'm 175 away, so I need to come up with another 3 fact that I can use. I'm thinking something maybe like 50 times 3. Kids can pick anything. It doesn't matter whether you pick 50 times 3 or 10 times 3 or 30 times 3. The goal is we're trying to pick something that's not going to go over 475. So I know that I'm going to pick 50 times 3 next. So I'll go ahead and write that out. That is going to be 150. I know because 5 times 3 is 15 that 50 times 3 is 150. Now I need to just add these up. Right now I've got 450, which means I'm 25 away. There is not a 3 fact that equals 25, but I could pick 8 times 3 to get 24. And if I add that up, I am at 474, which means I am 1 away. And when you're here, you have to ask yourself, is there a 3 fact that going to get you any closer to here without going over? And the answer is no. So now I just find out the difference, or how far away this number here is from this number up here. It's 1 away, which means 1 is going to be my remainder. Now to figure out my answer, all I need to do is I need to add up this stuff right here. My 100, my 50, and my 8, which obviously is 158. And I have 1 left over, remainder of 1. Okay, the subtracting off strategy is very similar. I'm still going to use these multiplication facts, but instead of adding up to 475, I'm starting at 475 and I'm going to be subtracting off. So it's going to look a little bit more like long division that you may have seen before. So I'm still going to start with my 100 times 3. I'm going to write it here on the outside. That's still 300. Instead of adding up, I'm going to subtract off. And this way, it's going to tell me exactly how far away I am. I like this strategy a little bit better personally, but this year, kids have kind of been trending towards using the adding up strategy, which is why I wanted to make a new video to cover it. So next, I'm going to try 50 times 3. That's going to be 150. Subtract it off. I am at 25 left. I'll do 8 times 3. And that's 24. I subtract that off, I have 1 left. The other thing I like about this strategy is that it automatically gives you the remainder at the bottom. Whenever you have a number left over that is less than your divisor, that means you have that number is your remainder. But I'll still get the answer the same way. I'm going to look at these 3 numbers and add them up, and my remainder is going to end up down here. Okay? So my answer is still going to be 158. With the remainder of 1. Alright, I'll do one more example on the next slide, go a little bit quicker, and that way you guys can have another example of how to help your child if they are having trouble with the homework at home today. So the next fact I will choose, I'll pick something that may not have a remainder this time. Let's go with, let's see, 525 divided by 5. And then if I'm doing the subtracting off strategy, I'm going to write it the other way. and then I just leave a little tail down there. Alright, so picking 5 facts. I'm thinking 5 times 100 is a good way to start. It's nice and easy. It's already going to get me to 500. I'm 25 away, so I can do 5 times 5. Add that up, and I am at 525. So my answer is right here. It's 105. There is no remainder. Simple enough. So now on my subtracting off strategy, still going to start with 100 times 5. It's going to be 500. You know what? I'm going to change my mind here. I just want to show really quickly that it does not have to start with a certain fact. That's the nice thing about this strategy, is if you don't know that 100 times 5 is going to work, you could use something else instead. I'm going to try maybe 50 times 5 just to show that it still works. That's 250. Now in this case, this might be one of the reasons that students don't like this strategy as well, because you do have to do subtraction, which means you might have to regroup. I can't do 2 minus 5, so I have to go next door and make that exchange. So 12 minus 5, that's going to be 7. 4 minus 2 is 2, so I'm at 275. I can do another 50 times 5. That's 250. Subtract that off. I'm 25 left. 5 times 5. That's going to be 25. Subtract that off. 0 remaining. And once again, even though I started with a different fact, if I do 50, 50, and 5, I still get 105. So my answer is still going to be 105. So either way you choose to do it is fine. The more students do it, the better they're going to get at it. The quicker they're going to make guesses to get close. When they first start, they're probably going to take 5, 6, maybe even 7 multiplication equations to get there. But the more they do it, the better they're going to get, and the quicker they're going to be at the process. So they might even get it down in 2 or 3 equations by the time comes for us to show it on K-Prep. This has been Mr. Eason with Homework Help. Thank you and have a good day.